Hello and welcome back. Right, let's get back to building our game. So, in this episode, we're gonna use the wizard wand that I created and the fireball. I already got them in. Now, I didn't really do anything. I just made the animation um, a bit slower, right? Other than that, it's the same as we always do. Just import stuff, put them here. You should know this stuff by now. And I'm gonna try and just wash over the stuff we already did, so we don't spend too much time. This one didn't even do anything. It's just like this is fine because it's a fireball going really fast, right? Um, this one it's okay to be looped. Yeah, actually, we want that one to be looped. Yeah, because stuff we already did. We're just gonna like gloss over it because otherwise these videos explaining the same thing over and over again, they're gonna get way too long, right? Um, and I already went really slow at the start, so now we can like pick up the pace and start building quicker. But yeah, so I'm gonna use the wizard wand and the fireball to make our red wizard shoot fireballs. Not exactly sure how I'm gonna do it, but I have some sort of an idea, and we're just gonna wing it and kind of roll with it. So, oh, and I made a couple of changes, small ones. One was this one. So we had two events here. For the one while it was jumping, play the sound. And all you do is you drag the sound up to this one and then you delete the while jumping. Because what was happening was while you're in the air and you kept pressing the jump button, the jump sound kept playing. This way it will only play when he's on the floor and then you press the jumping button, right? And the other was I changed some of the sounds. So now it does this like sandy walk. I kept the coins because I like it, and the jumping's good as well. But see, I can smash the space button. It won't do anything. Oh, and the sword. I use this like 8-bit Nintendo, whatever Game Boy, and I kept the other ones. Right. So this is fine so far. I mean, we can always improve. Can always change the sounds. We can always change everything. But for now, this is fine. All right. So moving along, we're gonna open our enemies, and I put a little marker here. But to begin with, we're gonna close this game code. No, we're gonna close the game controls. We don't need it. We're gonna go to our markers. We're gonna copy, and we're gonna paste two. And we're gonna call one green slime, and we're gonna call the other one red wizard. And we're gonna start. Let me see if I can drag it. There we go. We're gonna start like um sorting these, because as we have more and more enemies and the enemies do more and more stuff, it's good to have like them like separated into their own folders. Yeah, so now we close that one because we don't need it, and we're gonna work on our wizard. And I mean this, like I have an idea, kinda of what I want to do, but I'm not really sure how to do it. So I'm just gonna throw stuff at it, see what sticks, see what works, and then just kind of like chip away at it, like sort it, and then make it work better, right? And to do this, here's where we're gonna use timers, right? Uh, that's a given. So anything that works on a cycle, right? Uh, pretty much everything. If you ever play the game, if you see enemies moving around and you see like fireballs jumping out of the lava and all that, that's usually always on a timer, right? Timers govern everything that happens in the video game. There's usually either one timer that runs everything, or there's like little timers that runs a bunch of different things. And GDevelop has a bunch of these, right? You have scene timers, you have object timers, then you have wait actions, you have stuff like this, right? And we're going to do an object timer for our red wizard. And the timer needs to begin at some point. And we want it to begin when the game starts or when the level starts. So to do that, we do a very useful condition called at the beginning of the scene. At the beginning of the scene. And it's this one. This one's kind of funky, right? Because if you do beginning, does it actually show up? Beginning. Beginning. Huh, it does. Maybe they changed this? I remember like I had to type almost the entire thing for this to show up. Maybe I was spelling it wrong. Maybe it was a user issue. Right. So at the beginning of the scene, and GDevelop does an amazing job of telling you what happens, with the tooltips. Um, is true only when the scene just begins. So when the scene begins, when the level begins, the actions will happen just that one time. So we're gonna press OK. And do. Yep. At the beginning of the scene. And now we're gonna start an object timer. So object timer. Start. Start object timer. There we go. Start or reset an object timer. And again, the tooltips are amazing. So it's like the software is talking to you, right? They really put a lot of thought into these, into making them real clear, but not like very stale, kind of like instructions. This is more like someone's actually talking to you. It's really nice, reset the specified object timer. If the timer does not exist, it's created and started. So if the timer exists, we reset it. If it doesn't exist, we create one. Now, it's going to be on the red wizard. Red wizard. So that's where the timer is going to be referring to this specific object. It's not going to affect any other object. It's just going to be the red wizard. It's like it's living inside the red wizard, right? It's like the red wizard has a watch, right? And he's always looking at the watch. Like the green slime, he doesn't have a watch. He doesn't know how to tell time. But the red wizard, like he has his own like pocket watch, and he's like, okay, is it time to shoot a fireball? Okay, not yet. I'll wait. Um, timer's name. We're gonna call it just that, fireball. Fireball. And we're gonna press OK. So, the beginning of the scene. Let's grab one of these markers. And let's make a distinction, right? Because this one's for damage, this one's going to be for him to shoot fireball, so we'll know which one's which. So at the beginning of the scene, we create the timer inside of Red Wizard. We go, hey man, here's a watch. And he goes, thank you. I'll keep the time. So now we're going to create another event. Click and then Shift A. And that shows up. Actually, it shows up at the start because I had the comment selected. There you go. Okay, now I want that the value of the object timer, value of an object timer. Again, see, compare the elapsed time of an object timer. This condition doesn't start the timer, They're very good with these. It only resets the timer. Not, this is the value. This only tells the value. That's what I mean. See, this is doing such a good job. It's like I'm explaining so well, and then I screw it up. Okay, object red wizard. There you go. And what's the timer's name? We already made an action with the name, so it already shows up here. Fireball. That's the timer. Now, this is going to be the time, and this is going to be whether if we want to check if it's exactly that time, if it's greater or less than that time. So, I want him to shoot every, let's say, every 3 seconds, right? So I'm going to wait until the timer goes up to 3. So the timer goes from 0 upwards, right? So it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, and then he shoots the fireball. So it needs to be either greater or equal to 3 seconds. And I'm going to press OK. So if the timer fireball of red wizard, is greater or equal to 3. And I don't know if you remember this from the way back when in school. The way you can tell if this symbol is greater or less, right? The arrows is, oh man, I wish I could like zoom a bit closer, draw on it, right? So if it's like this, the point, and then you draw like a line there, you can make a 7. So it's like it's a 7 laying down. But if it's the opposite way and you draw a line, you make a 4. So the 7 is bigger and the 4 is less because 4 is less than 7. And I'll try to show it later. Right now it's just, I don't know. That's how I remember stuff from way back when in school. Um, Anyways, so if it's bigger or equal to 3 seconds, we're going to create create object, create object, create an object. Object to create is going to be the wizard wand. And we're going to make it exactly on the same position as the red wizard. So red wizard dot x, and the same red wizard dot y. And it's going to be exactly the same. And the layer, now we have different layers, right? But this is going to be the base layer because this is where the game happens. And okay. So every 3 seconds, we're going to create that one. And we're going to add yet another one, which is going to be start object timer. Actually, we don't need to go this. We have it up here. The start or reset. We're going to copy paste this and we're going to bring it down here. So remember, if this does not exist, we create the timer. If the timer already exists, we reset the timer back to 0. So what this is going to do is the beginning, we create. Then it starts rolling the time. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's greater or equal to 3? Cool. We're going to create the wizard wand and we're going to reset the timer back to 0. And then it creates again. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Create the wand, reset the timer. 0, 1, 2. See? And it just keeps looping. And the reason we have the timer first and then the wand is because usually timers always go first. because that's the first thing you want to do is reset the timer. Right. So we're going to do that. And we're going to create one more event. And that is so that we don't make like a million ones. We're going to do the whole animation finished. Animation is finished. Animation finished. It's just like what we did for the sword. So we didn't have like a million swords. Wizard wand. Object, wizard, wand. And this is why we didn't want to loop the animation. So if the animation is over, then delete object. Delete object. Wizard wand. Wizard. Oh my god. Can't type. Wizard wand. And do. Yep. Now let's see if this works. We're gonna start it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's a wand. 1, 2. And there's a wand. And there's a wand again. It's working. See? That looks okay. I mean, the animation, it could be lower. Right? Because I like the way it is, where he like grabs the thing, but then when he shoots, like it could be a bit lower. But it is there. It is working. So let's see if we can fix it. Because we don't actually need. Let's save. We don't actually need to edit anything. We just need to bring where the wand is a bit down. I think I already did. Let's see if there's any wiggle room. So let's go edit with Piskel. Piskel. Oh yes, let's edit with Piskel. The animation we want is this one. Okay, we still have some wiggle room. We have a lot of wiggle room actually. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We're going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, we're gonna grab it with the little hand, and we're gonna bring it all the way down. Oh god. It's because it's 96 by 96. So it's like really hard to like not go over the top or over the bottom. Yeah. And one more. Hopefully we didn't cut anything. Because I hate stuff like that. Because then my OCD is gonna be like, "What did you do?" Let's try that. That's even nice. It's like it's on an axis now. Let's save. Let's preview. 2, 3, and do. And do. Okay, that works. You know what? Let's do the ghosty thing. Like we did with the sword. Let's see how that works. Not variables. We want to go effects. And ba 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 bum. Oh yeah, add. Add an effect. And then we go to outline and glow. And again, we don't need to change anything. The standard one, the one that comes out of the box, is pretty good. Let's just preview. And okay, that's cool. Yeah, that does look kind of cool. So it's like ghosty weapons, kind of like ours. Yeah. I think that's nice. We could do like a red glow and all that stuff, but for now this is fine. Let's apply. But we're gonna change the position a little. We're gonna make it be created at the X. I want it to be a bit further. So remember, negative numbers, go back. Positive numbers, go forward. So we're gonna plus 20 pixels. Let's see how that works. I think that's pretty good. So you're looking at the wizard, and then the wizard like, aha, and then he shoots at you, right? I think that works. I kind of like that. That looks kind of cool. So let's roll with that. And now, no. What do I do now? Right, we need one more point. Now check this out. We're gonna go on. We already did the fireball. I thought I didn't need one here, but we do. Let's go on the wizard wand. We're gonna edit points. We're gonna go to this frame, and we're gonna add a point there. Add a point. We're gonna call this point fireball. Fireball. Every time I see these words like fireball and stuff, I always think to like the old school JRPGs where they say the name of what they do all the time. My my other game actually does that. I got a pack where I got some cool voices like that. Okay, so we put the point there. So we're gonna create the fireball there. Actually, we want to create the fireball a bit further back. Yeah, but I think like second story, like what you call it? Man, they did the remaster recently. Okay, that is fine. That is fine. Go on. Star Ocean. There we go. Apply. Yeah, Star Ocean. Second story. I used to play that a lot. When it came out. Okay, we're gonna do more events here. So actually, no. This is fine. Now we're gonna check. We're gonna add one again. Uh, Add another event, and we're gonna check for the frame, for current frame of the object wizard wand. Wizard wand. If it's equal to 1, right? Because remember, frames start at 0. So the one where it's pointing up, it's 0. And then the one where it's pointing forward, that's 1. So if the animation frame of wizard wand equals 1, and then we only want it to trigger once, so trigger once. We're gonna create an object, add an action, create object. And the object is going to be fireball. I'm going to create the fireball. And we're going to make it at the wizard wand dot point, because it's the point we just made. Point X. And then thing, open quotes, fireball, close. And then I recommend you type this all out again so you can keep practice. But once you got practice, just copy paste and then just change the y, x to y. And okay. So now when it's that frame, it's going to create the fireball. But then the fireball is just going to sit there, right? The fireball needs to go somewhere. We need to apply some forces to the fireball. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to apply or add force. Add a force. Yeah, we're going to add a force to object. Fireball. And add a force is again, it's so basic. Like add the force to an object. The object will move according to the forces you give it. Yeah. You can't have better explanations than this, right? It's like someone pushing you from behind, right? They're applying a force to you to go forward. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna like give the fireball a push. Speed on the x-axis. So remember, the x is horizontal. So this is the speed of it going horizontal. And negative, so if I put negative 50, the fireball is going to go backwards. If I just put 50, which is positive, the fireball is going to go forward. So let's give it like 100. And the speed on the y is 0 because y is up and down. So if we put anything here, the fireball is going to go either up or going to go down, right? We don't want to do that. And then you have permanent or instant. Instant, it only happens that instant. When you push a button, if you're holding down the button, it's doing this. Or if we just say add an instant force of 100, it's going to do it one time and it's going to move a little bit for 100 and then it's going to stop. Permanent is for as long as we don't tell it to stop, it's going to move at this speed. And that's what we want. We want to like give it a push and then it just keeps on moving. It's kind of like gravity, right? When you see like space movies and they throw something in space and whatever it was just keeps floating forever and ever and ever and ever until you actually stop it. Yeah, that's what permanent is. It's like there's no gravity. There's no physics. This one has physics. You push it a little and it stops. So be sure we change this to permanent. Click this, make it blue. And press OK. And that should be okay for now for testing. So let's test it. And there's a 1. And look, there's a fireball. There's a 1. There's a fireball. There's a 1. There's a fireball. Right? So right now it's the basic, right? This is like all the basic animations. This is all the basic stuff. I know it doesn't look very good, but you know, it's like I'm saying, this has no flavor yet. This is just the moving parts working. But yeah, so it works. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I like that. It's working as intended. So next episode, we can actually make him go faster, right? Because right now it's like, ooh, it's not going anywhere. It feels really slow. Okay, so if it's on that frame, fireball, add force. Let's make it go double the speed, 200. I'm gonna give it light speed. And preview. 1, 2, 3. Don't. 2, 3. Phew. 1, 2, 3. Phew. Cool, right? So now we just need to make some like things and some explosion sounds and all that stuff and some particle effects, and it's gonna look so cool. I think the one might be a bit low. Let's check. Now that'll be fun. So like, ooh, okay. Oh no, fireball. Huh? Okay. Oh, it's shooting, and phew, there you go. Phew. Phew. Okay, we can make it a little higher. Okay, let's make it a little higher. It doesn't need to be that close to the ground. Uh, so we need to change the wizard wand. So when it comes to the Y, minus, if I'm not mistaken, minus goes up and plus goes down. So let's do minus 10. So now it should spawn the wand a bit higher. Come on. Yeah, there you go. So now it's higher. It's a little higher. Yeah, that is really good. I like how this is turning out to be. Let's make it full screen. Yeah. I mean, the fireball could do with a lot more like animations, but once we put the special effects on it, it's gonna look way cooler. Yeah. For now, this is fine. This is fine. It'll be okay. And like I keep saying, we can always go back and redo a lot of this stuff because that's why we're keeping the all the Piscal files and all that stuff because none of this is final. We're gonna go back. We're gonna redo some of the stuff on our knight. I want to make him cooler. We're gonna add some more movement, some more stuff. We're gonna add more animations to these guys. But for now, this we just want to make the game. We want to make the game work, and we make it want to make it be kind of cool, right? And then we can start working on the fine details. We can do the fine tuning. But yeah, so gonna hit save. It works. It's cool. I like it. Next episode, we're gonna juice it up. We're gonna make the fireball looks cool. We're gonna try and do some special effects. It might go horribly wrong and not work. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? Okay, guys. Catch you next episode. I hope you like this one. And if you do, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Right. Peace out.